Hi guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, hi, hello, my name is Carter. I'm 24, I live in Canada, and I film a lot of 9-to-5 work, lifestyle, productivity, and finance related content. Really excited to take you guys through today's video because I honestly don't see many videos like this on YouTube, and I thought it would be super fun to take you guys through my whole payday routine beginning to end, because honestly, I find budgeting and payday really fun, and I know a lot of you guys are always commenting on my monthly resets in my DMs saying that you don't enjoy budgeting like I do and you wish you could. And I wanted to film this video for you guys to show you that it can be fun and enjoyable, and it's all about your mindset. So I'm super excited to get into today's video. I want to quickly give a shout out to Ella Smiley Citrus. She inspired me to make this because she just filmed a how I manage my money video, and she included like a tiny little snippet of her payday routine. And we have a candle, we have a coffee, we have my computer, we have my wallet, we have my planner. We're all set, we're all ready. And honestly, let's just jump into it. Okay, so like I said, I have a whole system for doing this, and it actually begins before payday even starts. So I just want to say that having a plan for your paycheck is what allows you to take charge of your money in a way that works best for you. There are so many different budgeting techniques out there. You definitely have to trial and error for you to figure out what works for you. I use a combination of an Excel spreadsheet and the Every Dollar app, which I absolutely love. And then I don't know, I just think payday is something to get excited about. And I remember being younger and always dreading payday because I'm like, oh, this is all gonna go towards like credit cards and student loans and debt and like all this stuff, and I could never enjoy it. But now I've just reached a point where I enjoy it because I feel in control of my money. The whole idea behind budgeting and having a payday routine is to build a habit of managing your money so that it kind of incorporates into your lifestyle and it becomes something, like I said, you look forward to. The first step is having a budget, which I've talked about before. And like I said, that kind of comes with trial and error and figuring out what works best for you. It could be writing everything out. It could be having an Excel spreadsheet. You could try out different Excel spreadsheets. It could be an app like YNAB, You Need a Budget, Every Dollar, etc. Mint is another great option. Find what works best for you and then come back to this video. Another tip I have for you guys when creating a budget is to always budget based off of the lowest amount of income possible. That way there's no bad surprises when you get paid. So let's say you normally get paid $1,500 bi-weekly and you picked up some overtime. Instead of over aiming at getting a $2,000 paycheck and then being disappointed when you get $1,800, estimate it to be around $1,600, and that way when you get $1,800 you're kind of pleasantly surprised, and then you have a bit more to work with. By having a budget and a plan in place, it helps you from overspending and splurging and kind of that unexpected impulse buying. Number 2 is making a payday plan. I typically do this on Wednesdays before I get paid because that's when we get our pay stubs, but you can do it whenever works best for you. But typically the week leading up to your payday is when you're going to create a payday plan. You don't really have to wait until your paycheck comes to figure out what you want to do with it. The plan is to really be ready by the time you get paid. You already know where all your money is going. A great starting spot is reviewing your last pay period and your last paycheck to kind of see how much you made, a breakdown of your paycheck, where things went wrong, where you can improve, etc. And if you get paid bi-weekly like I do, it'll also help to look at your last paycheck to see what bills came out last pay, so you know which bills come out this pay. And your payday plan should always include any financial goals that you have, like additional debt payments, saving towards an emergency fund, saving towards regular savings, or even maybe having a side hustle to gain more income. Alrighty, so now we moved on. We've created a budget, we've created a payday plan. Now it is payday, and it's quite literally payday today, so I wanted to film this for you guys. First thing that I like to do, and like I said, I'm just gonna kind of give you guys some suggestions, show you guys how I do it, but you guys can totally change it up. Perhaps you wanna do something in a different order. Maybe you wanna pay yourself first before doing your bills, or etc. I don't know, but I'm gonna take you guys through my payday routine. This is my budget hub. I always have my spreadsheet link down below for you guys. I personally like to have everything in one spot. So on the side, on the left here, I have my actual budget breakdown. Like I said, I get paid bi-weekly, so I like to break it down based on like what bills are coming out this paycheck, because like I said, I get paid every 2 weeks. Then on the top right, I have my current savings goals. I just like to have everything like in a snapshot view, be able to kind of like see where I'm at. That way when I'm planning my budget for this paycheck, I can also see like, okay, my savings goals ahead of schedule, we're good, we don't need to contribute right now. That's all of my savings goals. Obviously, they're all going to be customized to you. And then down here, I have upcoming savings contributions. This might not be applicable to everyone, but this is how I keep track of my YouTube earnings, my collaborations, my AdSense, my part-time job, and kind of designating where everything goes. That way, when I get paid, for example, I got paid for my part-time job today, instead of being like, oh, that is extra money to spend on myself, I already know that is going into my savings. I'm not touching it because I allocated that money before payday. And then down below I have my current money goals, which is pretty empty right now because it's almost the end of November. But typically here I would have any specific goals I have in mind, like right now I'm saving $1,000 a month. That's kind of like my main priority. Super important things is check your paychecks to make sure that the appropriate amount. Super easy to make mistakes. So I just like to look over my paychecks when I get paid on the day of, just to make sure everything is good, because if you get overpaid, they're taking money away. And if you get underpaid, you want that extra money. But now that all of my paychecks are good and what they're supposed to be, we can start, and I'll kind of take you guys through my whole routine. So my 9-to-5 job is a very consistent income. It's $1,430 every 2 weeks. My side hustle / this is my part-time job, just because that is pretty consistent. Obviously varies depending how many hours I work, how many shifts I pick up, if I work any premium shifts like evenings and weekends. But for example, this paycheck was $500. I don't actually include it in my budget breakdown. I left that there in case you guys want to, but I don't include it because I don't ever rely on that money to pay bills. I pay all of my bills out of my full-time job, my part-time job, and then any YouTube income is all just savings or specifically allocated items. First thing first is pay your bills. This is so important. I do not touch any of my money until my bills are paid. So I'm going to pay half of our mortgage payment. Well, condo fees, $140. Utilities, already paid that. Car payment, $157. Gym membership, I don't know how much that is, $17 maybe. And there we are, because my bills are the most important thing. So once I've kind of figured out what bills are getting paid with this paycheck, I will go ahead and move that money over. I actually have a separate bill account. It's just another checkings account. You obviously don't have to do this. This is just the way that I like to do it. But I have all of my direct deposits and like my bill payments come out of that specific account, because my checking, my main one where I get paid, is kind of just like a flowing bank account. Money comes in, money comes out. I don't really keep a lot of money in there, but I will transfer whatever this exact amount is, so we can calculate it right now. $715 into my bill account. And then okay, then I also have a variable expense area, which I don't really touch. I'm really not strict on, how do I say this, my variable expenses. I think it's really great when you're first getting into budgeting to allocate certain amounts of money, but every month for us is different. Some months I spend more on gas than others. Some months we go to get coffee and we don't eat out as much. Some months we eat out more. Some months we don't pay as much in groceries. So it kind of definitely varies. But I put all of my, I call these variable expenses because they do change, onto a specific credit card, and then I just pay that off at the end of the month. So it definitely varies, but I usually have about $600 to $750 in variable expenses. That includes gas, groceries, restaurants, coffee shops, subscriptions, and then other, which is just personal spending. And then I just pay that off at the end of the month. So then down here, I just have any like credit card balances. I do obviously have a business credit card, so I try and just keep track of everything and where money is kind of at. So I do have, for example, $350 currently on my Neo Financial MasterCard, which is the credit card that I use for all my everyday purchases. So I know that this pay, I need to kind of keep that around the $350 mark again, for my variable expenses to be kind of what I aimed for them to be this month. Next is paying yourself, which is a great way of just saying that you're going to put some money into your savings. There's many great ways to do this. There's great apps that you can round up and save, like Mocha. You can have automatic saving transfers on in your bank account on paydays, or you can just move money over. I personally don't actually save any money from my full-time job. I took a pretty big pay cut this year, about $30,000, and so that job I'm so much happier in. Mental health is so much better than my previous job, but it does not pay as much, and therefore that job basically just pays for my bills and my variable expenses. I don't save any money from that. If I needed to, if YouTube left today, I would just have to cut back in variable expenses. But as of right now, I don't typically save much money. That money just stays as a buffer in my checkings just in case something unexpected comes up. So basically once my bills are paid, any leftover amount, so we can calculate it for this, I like to have just a buffer in my checkings, so the money just stays there. I don't actually save money with my full-time job currently. I'm not saying that you can't. I think it's great, but I just prefer, because I do have YouTube and a part-time job, that money goes directly into my savings. And then any money after my fixed expenses is what stays in my checkings as a bit of a buffer. So I will have $715 in my checkings as just a buffer in case there's an unexpected bill, something I don't want to pull from my emergency fund for. And then I will typically go and check how much is still in my checkings from my last paycheck, because every time I get paid, I just pay my credit card off. So last night before I got paid again, I just paid off my credit card balance, which was the $350. So now I have $1,065 in my checkings, which I don't like to have that much money in there because I view it as spending money, but that is just there to cover my credit card for when I get paid next. Everyone's going to do it differently. You may think that that is a lot of money and you can pull some of that money to put in your savings. By all means, go for it. But I just personally don't save any money from my full-time job because I do have the various side hustle income streams. But if you were to save off of your full-time job, automating your savings is a great way to do it, or just having a specific amount like $100 or $50 every time you get paid bi-weekly. Okay, the next thing I do is I just scan my credit card and my bank account super quickly for any direct charges, anything fraudulent. I just spend a few minutes just going over those and looking at those. And then while I have that up, I'll do a split screen between my credit card, which I can't show you guys that obviously, but my credit card and my EveryDollar, which is the app I use to budget. And then I will go ahead and I will add them because EveryDollar is really great. You can allocate certain amounts of money and then you can go ahead and add those expenses in. So for example, I will go ahead and add in how much I've spent at restaurants, coffee shops, gas, spending money, etc., and kind of see where I'm at for the month, because then it gives me a good idea of my next 2 weeks and how it's going to be. So for example, if I budget $120 for eating out every month and I'm at $80 for the month, so far, I know that I have $40 left to spend and we'll probably get fast food instead of another sit-down restaurant. That's just kind of an example. So it helps me kind of see where my money's at for this pay period, how much I have left over, just a good summary of where I'm at for the month so far. So that's kind of how I move everything around. I wish I had gotten a YouTube paycheck so that I did. Oh my God, that's so funny. Literally was just saying how I wish I had a YouTube income to show you guys, and I just in this moment just got a PayPal email. That is like so crazy. But obviously you guys know I do YouTube and I make money from YouTube from AdSense and brand deals, and so that is how I save money. So it is a bit sporadic. You never know, like some months I might not get any payments from a brand and the next month I might get $4,000. It's super sporadic. You just never know what you're gonna get. $4,000 is really a stretch. I don't ever like usually make that much in brand deals in a month, but it's just an idea. So then I will go to next thing that I do is I head over to my upcoming savings contributions and I just kind of see where that money is going. So my part-time job, for example, I know that that $500 I'm getting is going right into my savings, and I actually transferred that a few minutes ago. So I'll put the little pop-up here for you guys. And then when I get that, I will go ahead and just green it out so I know it's already taken care of. This is not coming until Tuesday, so we can't do that one together, but I just got a brand deal payment now actually. So this payment, for example, I aimed at $500 and it actually ended up being $700. So I am going to go ahead and put the date received on that as 11/19, and then I'll obviously just move it around, and then I'll kind of allocate where that money is going. I usually am pretty ahead of the game with that, but I'm not this time, which is why all the yellow boxes are here. But I'm gonna go ahead and kind of brainstorm and think about December really quickly and kind of where I want that money to go if we have anything big coming up. We're taking a weekend trip to Toronto with a brand, so all we really have to cover is like food and stuff, but it's just good to keep mental check of like if you have anything big coming up that you need to put money aside for. So I think that money will just go into my savings to be safe for now. I don't really have anything specific I want to put it in. Alrighty guys, so now that like all of our bills are taken care of, our savings, where everything is kind of being allocated, etc., now we can go and do a bit of reflection. So I have a bunch of questions that I've written down that I want to go through with you guys, and they're questions that I just ask myself every payday, and I just kind of reflect. They're great journal prompts, or you can just do them on your phone and think of them like I do. Questions I ask myself when I get paid are: did all of my bills get paid and come out of my bank? How much did I budget for blank? How much did I actually spend on blank? So a good example is how much did I budget for personal spending and how much did I actually spend on personal spending at home sense. Where did the leftover money go? If I went over budget, where did it come from? And then questions I like to ask when I sit myself down to plan paydays are: what bills need to be paid? What events or holidays do I have this pay period that I need to spend money on? I want the leftover money going for. If you use a credit card for spending, is it paid off? Super important, I pay mine off the Thursday night before I get paid. I don't know, it's just like a superstition thing. I like my payday routine. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any specific questions, let me know down below. I like to keep it as simple as possible, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, there might be certain things that you take from this video and apply to your own payday routine, and that's exactly why I wanted to share it with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to give this a big thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you're not already, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!